name's Morgan Velleggi. I'm a senior at the University of South Florida studying marketing and getting my certificate in data science as well as my certificate in visualization and design. This is my Marketing 4824 Tableau assignment where we had to create 3 visualizations as well as 5 insights. My U number is U80587226. Looking at the Microsoft Excel FIFA 19 data that I've uploaded into Tableau, you can see all of the raw data here. And I have converted the nationality data into a country, region, geographic role. That way, we were able to pull it up into this map. I filtered by nationality in order to highlight the regions that we have players from, and I uploaded the count data into detail and color in order to create this kind of range that we could see which countries have the most players and the least players, and in some cases 0 players. In the FIFA 19 data. This is great in map format because we can really filter by anything. If we pan over here, you could see that there's 353 from the US, but if we wanted to take the count data out and filter by any of these and then just convert to an average so that we can compare countries, that's a really great way to really see any data from any country. Actually, I've decided it would be best to show an example, so I'm going to go ahead and take out the count data. This will leave us with just our countries, and then I can go ahead and pull aggression into color and into detail. And I can change them into an average, otherwise the countries with the most players will have the highest number. In this case, we get an average, so we can compare countries fairly. Here, for example, we can see Central African Republic has 77.67 on average aggressiveness, and the United States has 57.05. So it's interesting to see which countries are highly aggressive on average, and which ones are less so. Moving over to sheet 1, we have average aggression based on position. I converted aggression into an average because if it was just a count, it wouldn't be fair data because the countries with the most players would obviously have the highest number. So what's interesting about this is that average aggression increases, and for the top 5, we have defending positions, which is a really interesting kind of insight that we can see there. So here we have average aggression versus average standing tackle. This data was also converted into averages based on what I said previously. This data is interesting in that it kind of forms a linear pattern if we were to make an imaginary line right here. I did make these to indicate kind of the 4 quadrants, and it shows us that there is a correlation between aggression and standing tackle, just based on this kind of linear pattern. Moving on to sheet 3, we have average aggression versus average penalties. This is more of an even spread data, but what it is interesting to see is that in soccer, you would think that being aggressive would bring more penalties, and it is the case for these people, but in this case, in this quadrant that I'm circling over, it's interesting to see how they're able to achieve high aggressiveness without encountering a lot of penalties or fouls. So in soccer, these would be kind of your, I would say, better players, or not dirty players, as we might see up here, down here. So it is interesting to see which countries are able to achieve high aggressiveness without all of the penalties. And finally, we have our dashboard. This brings together all of the data that I think plays together nicely, really highlighting aggression and based on position, and then comparing it to 2, I would say, closely related kind of soccer categories. And it's interactive. You can really click and see and highlight anything that you want to see. And as you change the sheets or any data, it will automatically change on here.